Good morning, my name is Jarryd KIRBY and today I will be presenting on innovative technology in law enforcement at the Virtual Policing and Security Futures Conference. I have been involved in policing for the past 15 years and there has been significant changes on the front line in investigative actions and technology available to first responders. I will be discussing my view on where we have come from and where we are headed with regard to technology and law enforcement. My research has primarily been WA Police Force focused and how the technology will enhance the core functions of enforcing the law and crime prevention. However, there are implications across all policing jurisdictions. The scope. These are the topics to be discussed during my presentation. The first topic will be strategic direction and how innovative technology fits in with the WA Police Force mission. Secondly, I will discuss the rise of crime, including crime trends over the last 5 years. I will then move on to innovative technology that we have available now, the advantages and disadvantages of this technology. And finally, I will discuss artificial intelligence and how it could be used to enhance our current technology into the future. Strategic direction. This is the strategic direction of the WA Police Force. The strategic direction shows how we, the WA Police Force, intend to focus effort to achieve the vision of being an exceptional police force to the community. Values. These are duty, teamwork, integrity and care. They are the forefront of everything the police do individually and as an agency. They inform how the police interact and make decisions. The functions. They are enforce the law, manage and coordinate emergencies, and prevent crime. These describe the role as a police force in a whole of government approach to enhancing community safety and security. Priorities. These are people, partnerships and performance, and are how the WA Police Force improves service delivery by ensuring the police have the right tools and support, collaborate with partners and build the capabilities needed now and into the future. In addition to this, there are 6 policing fundamentals. They are timely and quality responses to calls for help, high visibility policing, respectful engagement, victim safety, timely and quality investigations, and accountable prosecutions. These represent the key elements of a quality policing response and what is important to the community the police serve. These are to be shared with supervisors of all levels to achieve the agency's vision. Crime. The focus is on 2 of the core functions of policing, being enforce the law and prevent crime. Here is a table comparison of offences being reported over the last 5 years versus, on the right, the number of officers available to the police. The crimes reported are primarily those relating to property and against the person. It can be seen, with the exception of the last year, the crime has been increasing in a linear fashion each year for 4 years. However, the number of officers is insignificant to the number of offences being reported. The number of officers in total for the last 5 years has remained predominantly the same. This indicates going forward we will need to be able to do more with less. We need to be more agile as a police force and efficient in linking and solving crimes. Innovation in technology. Since 2020, the WA Police Force has invested in technology to support the strategic direction of the WA Police Force. This includes body-worn camera, facial recognition, automatic number plate recognition, and further investment in strategic partnerships. I will discuss these in details later. In addition to this, innovation of technology is the management of the technology. Mobile phones were introduced in 2020 and rolled out to frontline police officers, which are used to enhance the efficiency of police by being able to do more out in the field and return to the office less. To be able to receive more information in real time and be able to act on the information received. Also, as part of the rollout of the Innovation Technology Package was the Digital Evidence Management System. This system stores large volumes of data received from investigations as well as from body-worn camera. Body-worn camera. Advantages of police body-worn cameras. Firstly, increased transparency and accountability. Body-worn cameras can provide an objective record of police interactions with the public, which can help to mitigate allegations of misconduct and provide a clear understanding of events during encounters. This transparency can help build trust between law enforcement and the community. This is particularly beneficial in cases involving accusations of police misconduct, which reports have dropped by 25% in the WA Police since the implementation of body-worn camera. Next up, evidence collection. This is enhanced by body-worn cameras. They serve as a reliable source of evidence in court situations. They provide evidence of the scene, physical injuries if any, clothing worn, admissions of the accused, the demeanour of the victim, actions of police. This assists to clarify disputes over what occurred during police interactions and investigation. This also includes direct evidence captured of an offence, but may also be the inadvertent capture of evidence, for example, from a traffic stop, which may capture a potential offender from another offence in a certain vehicle or wearing certain items of clothing, or even in possession of items which may become relevant later. Unlike human memory, which fades in time, the video of the body-worn camera remains intact as long as it is stored correctly. Improved behaviour. Both officers and members of the public may alter their behaviour when they know a recording is in progress. This can lead to more respectful interactions and potentially reduce instances of violence or aggressive behaviour. Training and improvement. Video from body-worn cameras can be used for training purposes, allowing law enforcement agencies to review officers' performance and improve tactics or procedures based on real-world scenarios. This can also be exchanged between jurisdictions to aid in learning. Community relations. The use of body-worn cameras can enhance community relations by demonstrating a commitment to accountability, which can ultimately lead to more positive perceptions of policing in communities. Disadvantages of police body-worn cameras. Privacy concerns. The recording of interactions raises questions about the privacy for members of the public, especially in sensitive situations such as family violence matters or medical emergencies. The potential for footage to be misused or released can lead to further complications. Cost and maintenance. The implementation of body-worn camera program involves financial costs relating to purchasing the cameras, securing storage for the footage, and maintaining the systems. Administrative burden. Managing the footage, including ensuring it is properly stored, accessed and reviewed, can create an additional administrative burden for supervisors to review and manage. Misleading footage. Video recordings may not capture the full context of a situation, as they provide only a specific angle and view of an event. This can lead to misunderstandings of what occurred and lead to public frustration. As the footage does not capture the information the officer has received about the incident, the knowledge of all prior dealings with the suspect, or what has occurred prior to the recording being commenced. Potential for selective recordings. There is concern that officers may selectively activate their cameras, capturing only mitigating evidence while neglecting potentially contrary footage. This selective use can compromise the intended accountability benefits of body-worn camera. Facial recognition. Advantages of police facial recognition. Firstly, it leads to increased efficiency in investigations. Law enforcement agencies utilize facial recognition to quickly identify suspects and manage large crowds. It has the potential to speed up investigations, in particular volume crime, enabling police to solve crimes more effectively. Public safety enhancements. Many believe that facial recognition technology can help in finding missing persons and improving overall public safety. The general public shows support for its use, perceiving it as a tool that aids police in executing their duties. Better resource allocation. By effectively identifying individuals, police can focus on higher priority cases and allocate their resources more effectively to the suspects causing damage to the community. This leads to a more proactive rather than reactive approach to policing. Disadvantages of police facial recognition. Privacy concerns. Again, like body-worn camera, one of the most critical concerns surrounding facial recognition technology is its potential to violate individual privacy. Many fear that the widespread deployment of this technology can lead to unwarranted surveillance and a society where personal freedoms are compromised. Next, accuracy. The effectiveness of facial recognition can be undermined by issues of accuracy. The facial recognition system is not perfect and can lead to the misidentification of suspects. It can also yield multiple results, where the additional positive hits must be eliminated or implicated before the investigation can progress. Transparency. There is often a lack of clarity regarding how frequently police use facial recognition technology and the protocols surrounding its use. This can exacerbate public distrust and concern regarding the potential for misuse. Social implications. Beyond individual rights, there are broader social implications of deploying facial recognition by police. The technology raises ethical questions about the kind of society we want to live in, where constant monitoring becomes the norm. Automatic number plate recognition, better known as ANPR. Advantages of ANPR in the police include efficiency in law enforcement. ANPR systems enable law enforcement agencies to identify and track stolen vehicles instantaneously. They can compare captured license plates against databases of stolen cars, significantly improving response times and crime prevention. Data capture. In addition to capturing the plate number, ANPR technology can also take photos that can provide further information about the vehicle, its occupants, and its surroundings, enhancing investigative capabilities. Improve public safety. Overall, the use of ANPR can contribute to safer cities by aiding in the quick identification of vehicles involved in criminal activities, therefore assisting in enforcing the law and crime prevention. Disadvantages of ANPR. First and foremost again is privacy. One of the major criticisms of ANPR technology is its potential to infringe on individual privacy. Continuous tracking of vehicles' movements may create a surveillance state and lead to data misuse by police. Data security. As with all these systems, there is a risk associated with the storage and management of data collected through ANPR systems. Breaches could lead to sensitive information being accessed or misused, raising concerns about data protection practices. Misuse. The potential for misuse by law enforcement or other entities can lead to harassment or discrimination, particularly if data is used indiscriminately or shared without proper oversight. Reliance. There might be an over-reliance on ANPR systems, which could lead to complacency among police and potentially neglect other critical investigative processes. Although ANPR can support an investigation, on its own it is insufficient to meet the burden of proof required for court, that is, beyond reasonable doubt. Strategic partnerships. Working together for shared goals and mutual benefits. The police need to work with the community together to achieve the best outcomes. Not only police have access to innovative technology. Local shopping centres now have access to ANPR, as well as local governments are utilising roving patrols which have access to body-worn camera as well as CCTV facilities with facial recognition and ANPR capability. Information sharing is key to law enforcement and crime prevention. This information, when shared appropriately, may assist in identifying suspects for crimes when identified by strategic partners having interactions with these offenders. Processing information. The WA Police Force receives a massive amount of incident reports from members of the public on a daily basis, both across the metro and regional locations. These incident reports are required to be investigated by police officers and intelligence analysts to identify suspects, locate the suspects, and associate the offences. This is a huge job for individuals across the agency to conduct, and is likely not all suspects will be identified or incidents associated. Suspects for offences can be identified by a number of means, being through the innovative technology, through clothing matches, associations, modus operandi, linked offences. This is not an exhaustive list. However, the officers responsible for processing this large amount of information are likely to miss leads or links to incidents allowing the suspect to cause damage to the community. Often it is a handful of offenders that cause the most damage, but this may not be localised and, for example, could be across multiple jurisdictions within WA. Futures proposal. Artificial intelligence integration. Whilst facial recognition and ANPR can be classified as examples of artificial intelligence, what I propose is for artificial intelligence to be integrated across all law enforcement digital platforms. This, for example, would allow for the artificial intelligence to analyse a current reported incident, conduct all initial checks for facial recognition and ANPR in an instant, and search for the digital evidence database for past incidents linking patterns such as clothing and associations, as previously mentioned, to determine a suspect immediately to be investigated. This would decrease the administrative burden of identifying, locating, and associating the reports, and police officers could be dispatched immediately to apprehend the suspect before multiple offences have been committed. It would also afford better quality of evidence, as the suspect would likely be apprehended wearing the same clothing and, in case of burglary or stealing, still in possession of the stolen items. This would lead to improved community satisfaction, prevention of crime, as well as the enforcement of law against those who commit offences. Ethical considerations. Privacy. Like has been discussed with all the other innovative technologies so far, privacy is the biggest concern with regard to the full integration of artificial intelligence. This would mean large amounts of data are being processed and analysed for the purpose of identifying suspects. To achieve this, a number of members of the public data would also be cross-examined and reviewed. Although AI could be a powerful tool for enforcing the law and preventing crime, these privacy concerns would need to be addressed with careful consideration and review. Thanks for taking the time to listen to my futures proposal. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Main points. Points to remember. The focus of this presentation was how to enhance the core functions of the police, enforcement of the law and crime prevention. A number of current innovative technologies were discussed as follows: body-worn camera, facial recognition, ANPR, and strategic partnerships. The futures proposal was for the full integration of artificial intelligence into the digital database with these innovative technologies. Privacy concerns need to be addressed before this can be conducted. The reason this was presented was to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of policing. And that concludes the presentation. Thank you.